Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be talking about how to duplicate items in Oblivion Remastered. So this is incredibly simple to do, and it works on all platforms for the game, so it doesn't matter where you have it. The only things that you're going to need are 2 of any stackable items, literally anything, arrows, potions, scrolls. If you can stack more than 1 of it in your inventory and put it into a container, it'll work just fine. So you'll need 2 of those, one of which you need to have at least 3 of, so that way it prompts this how many menu when you try and transfer it. If you only have 2, it just pushes 1. So you'll need to have at least 3 of one of those. And then you just need a container to use. That's it. So to actually do this, open up your container, hit search to bring up your inventory, and then go find your stackable item with the larger quantity. So what you need to do is you're going to press the button to store it, but then immediately after, you're going to change the inventory that you're selected to the container. So it'll look something like this. You'll notice how in the background, the selection went from my inventory to the container. So on a PlayStation controller, to do that, you're going to press X and then immediately R1. On Xbox, it's just going to be A and then immediately RB. If you're on keyboard and mouse, it's going to be even easier to do it because all you need to do is hover your stacked item, click and drag over to the other side, and then release. And it will just do the rest of it for you. So now you want to hit continue, and you'll notice that nothing transfers into the container. From here, you just go into your inventory or back into your inventory, find whatever it is you want to duplicate. For example, Transcendent Sigil Stone, and then you just transfer that. And it will transfer the quantity that matches whatever stackable item you attempted to transfer in. So I had 503 Elven Arrows, so now I have 503 Transcendent Sigil Stones. And it's as simple as that. You can also do this in the opposite direction. So for example, let's say I want to dupe some bone meal. I can take my glass arrows here, click and drag, confirm, and then I can transfer my bone meal back. And now I have 10 bone meal in my inventory as opposed to having to transfer them back over. Some cases for some other glitches that'll be important, but in terms of just duplicating, doesn't matter which way you do it. Now, the reason I had you get more than 1 stackable item is so that way you can use those to increase how much you're duplicating. So we'll use my glass arrows, for instance. The way you would do this is, we'll say the glass arrows and the iron arrow. I'll put my 1 iron arrow in here, go to dupe my glass arrows, or go to transfer my glass arrows, which will dupe my iron arrow, and then we'll transfer 1 glass arrow into the box, use the iron arrows to dupe, take our glass arrow back, now we have 19, and then you just rinse and repeat this process back and forth, and you can stack them up to numbers like 500, thousands, or if you want to go even crazier about it, you can dupe up to like millions of anything you want. There's no real limit except for how far your game can handle. On that note, if you're playing on a weaker system like I am, your game will start to struggle as you reach higher numbers. A good baseline that I've found is about 5,000. So if you're on a system that's playing lower settings, then I would keep individual transfers to a maximum of 5,000. Otherwise, your game is likely to crash. But that's it. Nice and quick, simple little glitch. Unfortunately, I don't know who discovered this. That's been an incredibly difficult thing to figure out. What with old tech still working and not knowing what's necessarily new and what's rediscovered. So if anybody knows who found this, please let me know. Send me some, proof, obviously, but, let me know and I'll happily add them into the description of the video. But that's it. See you.